So with condensing each expression, you're going to be using logarithmic properties, which you will not be given on the test, but you still need to know how to use them. If you want to put them on your note card, you certainly can. So when you're condensing expressions, we're using the power property, the quotient property, and the product property. So the first thing, I can only combine logarithms if they have the same base, which these do, but I'm also only allowed to do it if they do not have coefficients, which these do. So we actually have to use the power property first to get rid of our coefficients before we can combine them into a logarithm. So if you remember the power property, any coefficient of a logarithm can be moved to become an exponent of what you're taking the log of. So I'm going to rewrite this first using the power property. So this becomes log base 7 of u to the 6th power plus, and then we rewrite the logarithm so that it's log base 7 of v to the 5th power. So now I have two logarithms, no coefficients, and they have the same base, so now we're ready to combine them together. So smashing them into one logarithm, since it's a plus sign, that means we're using the quotient property. So that means we're going to condense it into one single logarithm, which is our goal, a single logarithm. But now the insides, the u to the 6th and the v to the 5th, since it's a plus sign, I'm going to be multiplying those insides. So then it just becomes u to the 6th times v to the 5th. And there's my single logarithm. I've done what I'm supposed to do. So we'll practice now one with the quotient property. That has a minus sign, so the same thing applies here. I cannot have my coefficients. They do have the same base, so that's good. But I cannot have coefficients when I combine them. So the 4 will become an exponent here. The 3 will become an exponent here. So let me rewrite that really fast. X to the 4th power minus log base 2 of y to the 3rd power. But now because it's a minus sign, we're going to be using the quotient property. So when we do that, it still becomes one single log, but instead of the insides being multiplied together, since it's a minus sign, we're going to be dividing the insides. So it's always the first, x to the 4th, divided by the 2nd, which is y to the 3rd. And there's our single logarithm right there.